March is Athletic Training Month, and the opioid epidemic we've seen sweeping across the nation is affecting people from all walks of life, including athletes when they're injured. Many are in need of opioid medications for that pain, but that temporary relief can turn into something more costing. Joining us now to talk about State of Addiction, Dr. Jeff Bonacci, a program director of the Graduate Athletic Training Program with the University of Arkansas. Sir, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I know you've been with the university for about 17 years
Yes.
now, and other places such as Notre Dame, West Point, a career that has spanned quite a while, and you're an expert in this field of athletic training, and you've seen what types of issues that athletes can fall into when it comes to opioid medication, when it comes to their injuries.
Well, I think the key thing to understand is that when we're dealing with these types of issues is that it is not a bad practice by medical doctors to do this. I think most recently in the news we saw Brett Favre from the Green Bay Packers admit that he took more than he should have, or his expected dose, in dealing with his pain.
These are some of the most self-disciplined people you would probably know, elite athletes. Some would think they wouldn't be able to get addicted to these drugs, but these drugs are very powerful.
Well, because they're allowed to do with their skill what they want to do. It's like, if you're taking away my livelihood, what am I going to do to keep that going? And I think we probably see it more prevalent in the more senior athletes at the professional level, because they're realizing that the younger one behind them is coming up behind them, and they're being forced to maintain their abilities.
Is that kind of the psychology behind this
Absolutely.
epidemic?
I think absolutely. But obviously, a good sports psychologist and a take a village approach has to understand that. And I think there is no statistics right now that I'm aware of that state that what the current epidemic is. I think the issue is we see it, people coming out like Brett Favre come out and they say, look, I did this.
And as a healthcare provider and athletic trainer, when you're dealing with someone who is in pain like that, how do you tell the difference between this is real pain or this is something that they're now getting addicted to, and they're treating this as more of a psychological problem than really the pain that they're experiencing?
Well, that's a very good question. I think the key thing there is that you see what the differences are in their abilities and longevity. How long does it last? He runs 40 yards and in a record time, then all of a sudden it starts to decrease. But then you have to have a approach from a medical team that this person needs some psychological training.
In your career that has spanned, I believe, over 2 decades now, how often have you seen situations like this where an athlete may become too dependent on those opioid medications?
Countless. And I think the key thing is, especially your elite athletes who are going to go to the next level, or that big college scholarship, you see it very, very prevalent. Especially, I would say I've dealt with cases individually, probably of at least 20 in my, where it's actually had to be referred on to a healthcare provider in the mental health issues.
And obviously, you're dealing with college-aged people, but this can take place from teens all the way through any age, pretty much.
And I think, too, in the minors, when you're dealing with minors, the parent is going to be, the guardian has to be the real focus here in evaluating their child's doing this. Keep their meds locked up. Especially pain medication.
Dr. Jeff Bonacci, thank you so much for being here, sir.
Pleasure.
We appreciate your time and expertise on this. And if you would like to learn more about the opioid epidemic in Arkansas, or to find resources to get help yourself, visit 4029tv.com, click on the State of Addiction tab, and if you have a topic you would like to see covered here on Sunday Sit Down, write me on Facebook, 4029 Daniel Armbruster.